Nelson Mandela once said, "No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background, his religion, or even his sexuality. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes naturally to the human heart than its opposite." Over the past 2.5 months, South Africa's LGBTQI+ community has been rocked by a series of brutal hate crimes against its members. From KwaZulu-Natal to Gauteng, from the Eastern Cape to the Western Cape, at least 6 lives that we know of have been snuffed out in cold blood. We share a joint roundtable by some of our guest panel, calling for more to be done about these horrendous crimes. Today, this roundtable seeks to create a dialogue and discussion about the importance of the LGBTI people in telling their own stories, the time for them to occupy important key positions, to face their power and embrace their future. It is now time for them to cement their legacy and start to take up space and occupy these positions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021 LGBTQI+ Inclusivity Roundtable. Your host, Umdana Wasemabheleni. I am Athenkosi Fani.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun.
Our right.
Weight on my shoulders, getting lighter.
To be a human being.
Oh, I got eyes in the back of my
Given the
head,
right
just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people.
of a human being.
While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's why I'm gonna stand up. Take my people with me. Together we are rolling to a brand new home.
In this day,
Far across the river, you hear freedom calling, calling me to
Hi, my name is Amsela Buya,
keep on
very, very
keeping
proud
on.
and African.
I can feel it.
LGBTI+Q community. Guys, we are a very small community, yet we are divided. We need to start working together. We need to start supporting each other. We need to start loving each other. Guys, this energy of not supporting each other is really wrong, and it needs to stop, and it needs to stop now. The freedom that we have today, people have worked so hard. They've gone through the most for us to be where we are today. I'm talking about the likes of the late Samuel people, our gay heroes, Bob Steve Little, 3 members, the late Boyo Jeff. They've went through so much. It was not easy. I was there. I saw we had to fight for us to be recognized, to enjoy the equality that we have today. We have a voice today in the community. But still, Roma as a community, we don't support each other. We need to stand together, hold each other's hand, and rise. Let's rise and raise that flag with pride and love. By doing so, I know greatness is yet to come for the generations that is still coming. So guys, let's do the right thing.
Just to say, look, we have a responsibility, to teach community, and I'm talking about everybody here. This is not only the responsibility of LGBTI. Society has to educate itself. Society have to unlearn, and I will use the words used by Voyo, unlearn, what it will mean for us to be inclusive, coexist, and be diverse. I want us to not walk away with the narrative that suggests that, LGBTI people will just be able to go into any community and just transform community as it is. No, it's a process. And even the narrative that may suggest that, we are all equal before the law. By paper it is, but in reality, for some of us, we remain with that analogy or narrative that have the possibility of equality, but for many other LGBTI people are not experiencing the equality and the freedom we are talking about. And I think it's very important for us to understand that, because if we think that's where we are not there. South Africa is an unequal society, which then means whether you're talking about issues of economy, issues of class, issues of geographical location, SA still is unequal. So our developmental agenda requires us to move towards equality, even with the case of freedom of free from insecurity, or free from violence and so forth. Those are the intentions we need to be getting into. So it's not only the responsibility of LGBTI, it's also the responsibility of society to assist and work with marginalized communities, community that is vulnerable and that is exposed to this level of violence. So that will take us to the freedom. Now, I want to close this by a quotation by Utata Ndumlangeni. He said during his book launch that the freedom and liberation was fought for, and we must guard it. We must guard the rights that are enshrined in the Constitution. And he said that we must guard against those who will squander the struggle or squander the freedom that we fought for. Which then means in society we must look at those who actually squander it, those who sell us out, who sell the liberation, who sell the freedom, and we must challenge them. So those of us in society who are silent, those in society, the men who don't speak against gender-based violence, who are actually okay when they hear somebody say, "Tabani, we're not wrong or right," and they keep quiet. We must actually be worried about those ones who are quiet, who are not allied, and they are only waiting for LGBTI to speak out. That is the responsibility we have. I'll end it there. Thank you.
The message that I want to say to the LGBTI people is to realize their full potential, to understand that if they are very powerful, but not only powerful, they can be very influential. In us being influential, we understand that firstly, we need to unite, stand in solidarity as in one. We need to stop competing with another, but to complete each other. To understand that we need each other to be sure to carry agency. The world wants us, our voices to be heard, but it takes unity for all of us to be heard. It means that if I run this race, I must be able to run with someone next to me and run it together. This then means that as an LGBTI we must be able to take our space, but in taking our space, we must also open space for others to also take our space. I say, we can and we will. Hashtag LGBTI Rise.
I think first and foremost, we must understand, all of us, that there's fundamental rights here. The right to self-determination, or the right to identify yourself. The second one is right to life, and those are basic rights that knows no bounds. Whether you are a member of the LGBTQI community or you are a woman or a child, you have a right to self-determination, but secondly, you have a right to life, and no one has a right to take away that right from by either saying they are correcting you or by killing you. So I think we agree on that. Look. The reality here is that again, Steve is correct to say it is not only the responsibility of government to ensure that put up policies that are going to change people's minds or force people to do certain things. The issue of an effective policy, it's unfortunate that we can only influence people's behavior by policies or even by acts of parliament that we pass. We can pass an act tomorrow saying those that kill lesbians and transgender and queer members of the LGBTQI community must be sentenced with harsher sentences. And that will happen, it will be implemented. However, it does not scare people from doing it. We have seen gender-based violence that a person can be raped, a 2-year-old go to jail, spend 20 years, come back, and then rape again and come back. So for me, the issue is not in terms of the effectiveness of the policy. I think the issue for me is going out there in the community to change the behavior, to change the understanding how our society is engineered. Because the reality is that our society is engineered towards thinking that we only get a female and a male and that's it. Anything in between or anything that is not male or female then is not a human being. So for me, it's not a responsibility of government. And as I'm about to conclude, I do not believe that we should be sending out people who are members of the LGBTQI community to go out there as ambassadors so that they can advocate in the society for them to be included in the society. We speak a lot of inclusion. And for me, it's not the responsibility of those members that are part of it. As a society in general, we have a responsibility to change our perspective, to understand, to learn what the community is all about, how we want to be recognized. And I don't think, and believe me, I don't think people should be given leadership responsibilities or should be employed on the basis that they are representing the LGBTQI community. All people appointed on the basis of them being human beings. And then the society in general, through awareness, even in the local area, we go to church and speak about things openly. We must start discussion in the community because government only can influence. Government cannot force people to behave in a certain way. We can jail them, we can tell them, we can speak until we turn blue. However, we only can and go out there and make people understand what does it mean to be a member of the LGBTQI community. And I think that's even members of the LGBTQI community need to understand that they shouldn't be treated as though they should be accommodated. There is nothing to accommodate here. We are all human beings here in the country and we have the basic human rights, all of us that should be protected by everyone. So I think the issue of implementation, the effectiveness of the implementation of the policy, it would be implemented. But however, I do not believe that without the awareness and the continuous engagement, it would deter people from doing these nasty things to do.
behavior, but you can find that these are human beings, these are harmful people, these are people who are equal to any task that is presented to them. So they are equal as much as any other person that there is in this community. So
community, but the way they are treated, the way they are mistreated, the way they are killed, the way they are hated, isolated, it has come to me as very disappointing fact. So when we are talking about LGBTI community, I think we should first analyze that these people are people of God, and these people are equal to all of us, and we need to honor, respect, and love everyone in the site for us to build a nation with God together.
To the LGBTQI community, what you think of yourself is much more important than what others think of you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's everything wrong with the world we live in today. And to the world, it takes no compromise to give people their rights. It takes no money to give people respect. It takes no political deal to give people their freedom. It takes no survey to remove oppression. You don't have to be gay to be a supporter. You just have to be human. Hashtag LGBTQI rise.
Hello to all the members of the LGBT community out there. Just know one thing about you, that you are lovely, you are beautiful. Everyone out there appreciates you for who you are. Don't ever let the amount of hate speech that is being used by people that don't appreciate you to demolish you, to diminish the person that you are. Just know one thing, that you are cared for. Someone out there loves you, and LGBT community were created in their own different way. Hashtag LGBT community rights.
Salvation.